Hello, my wonderful Leos. Welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. I, of course, am Joni Vovo, a drag performer based in Sydney's Inner West, in Sydney, Australia. So this is a general reading for the Leo collective. So if Leo is your sun, moon, or rising, this video is for you. And because it's a general reading for the collective, just take what messages resonate and leave the rest for other Leos watching on. Today I'm using a Rider-Waite deck, and I'll be using a Celtic Cross to look at your current situation, the challenges you might be facing, as well as some advice. And oops, the card just flipped to the floor. Do I look at them? Or I'll keep them in mind. I'll put them back. What was I saying? And a potential outcome. And while I do look at what's coming up in the immediate future and a potential outcome, I always like to say, you are a sovereign being. You've got your own mind, heart, and intuition. So make your own damn choices and just use this as a chance for you to perhaps have a bit more clarity and insight about your situation. All right. Are you ready? I'll just give it one more shuffle. Okay. Here we go, Leo. Buckle up. Current situation. Oh, should I stay or should I go? So, Eight of Cups. Well, so you can see here, in tarot, the cards go up to the number 10. 10 is, a completion, and often, depending on the card, apart from swords, really. But a lot of the 10s are great. 10 of Cups, great. 9 of Cups, great. 8's pretty good. But you might be in a situation where you're like, well, I've achieved everything I can here, and I'm pretty happy. It's pretty good, but maybe it's time for me to continue on and find Cups 9 and 10. And you can see the moon is here in this card. So, the moon speaks about, I guess, the parts of us that might be a little bit hidden, or might be our shadow or our subconscious. So perhaps your subconscious is screaming out, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. It's time to move on. And you might be currently in this contemplative position where you're like, should I stay with the familiar, or is it time to go out and see if there's something better? Not a bad starting place. All right, let's look at your immediate past. The Star upside down. Well, that ties in with the Eight of Cups. Pardon me. So the Star is about being in tune with your purpose, the thing that sparks that inspiration in you. That's the thing that lights you up, brings you joy, makes you feel that your life has purpose and meaning. It's your guiding star. So, once you've got that true north, all the other decisions in life are so much easier. And it came in upside down. So you might currently be questioning, well, what is it that I value? Why am I here? What is my purpose? What should I be doing that is going to bring me fulfillment and meaning? And so that's probably why you're in this Eight of Cups state. You're like, well, what I've got now doesn't really feel like it's my true purpose, or I think I could find greater fulfillment and happiness somewhere else, except I don't quite know what it is or where it is. Cool, that's an interesting starting place. So let's look at what's coming up in the immediate future. And we've got the World, or is it the Wheel of Fortune? Wheel of Fortune upside down. Okay, so Wheel of Fortune is all about lessons. And in life, unfortunately, the wheel goes round and round and round, and we get stuck in the same cycle until we've learnt the lesson. So we might find ourselves in the same relationship and the same dynamics play out. Pardon me. We might find ourselves in the same job situation and the same dynamics play out. So, and this came in upside down, which means that I have a feeling for you to figure out what this purpose of yours is and what's going to bring you meaning. There's some lesson you haven't quite learnt yet. So I'm rushing to giving advice already. So I'd say in moving on, rather than focusing on what you're going to, it may be a matter of looking at where you currently are and what have been the patterns and cycles. Why do things keep playing out the way they keep playing out? What's, there's certain advice in the tarot I hate and it makes me groan and roll my eyes. But if the same situations keep playing out, how are you contributing to it? Which can be so frustrating to hear. Like, if you had a dodgy workplace, you're like, my boss was like this, and then you end up in a similar situation. You're like, same boss, how did it Anyway, but to an extent, you still made some choices that led you to that situation. So have a look. What are you contributing to these cycles and patterns that keep happening? Anyway, have a think. There's some lesson there that's going to help you figure out your true north. All right, let's look at the cross energy, which is the challenge or area of growth or wisdom and understanding you might be. Leo. Okay, so the Three of Swords is all about heartbreak. It doesn't have to be in a romantic setting, can be, but it's more if there was an area of your life where you were fully invested, you did bring your heart and it just didn't turn out the way you'd hoped, and you end up walking away from it just feeling a bit disillusioned and heartbroken. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic, can be a friendship, a community, a job, some sort of passion that you're pursuing that just didn't work out. And this came in upside down, which means sitting in the challenge position, you're, I think, a bit stuck on this. And rightfully so. When we experience heartbreak, we need to process it. We need to heal from it. And that might be the place that you're currently in, healing and reflecting. I mean, we looked at the Wheel of Fortune a second ago, so there's some lesson to be learned. So this card coming in upside down can also indicate a stuck energy. And if your starting place was that you're thinking of moving on, it seems like this is currently what's probably holding you back from moving on, being stuck here. But I wouldn't see it as being stuck. It's just a chance for you to heal, reflect, and learn the lesson, and grieve and mourn and get angry and all those things as well. Oh, okay, Leo. Let's look at what you're aware of about this situation. Sorry, I'm laughing because this is such strong energy. It's like, I need to move on. Things need to change. Things need to change. I need to move on. So, I can very much sense your, it's just this strong urgent desire. It has to happen. You need to move on to the next thing. Leave this situation. It has to happen. It has to happen now. But again, it looks like there's some delays here, so I can understand why you're frustrated. And the delays being there's still things to process before you can figure out what the way forward is. All right, Leo, let's look at what you don't see about this situation. Oh, what was I saying? Mental prison. Okay, so this person here, they're tied up, surrounded by swords. The swords aren't going to do anything. They're just stuck there in the ground. They could just shimmy on off and run away. They could, shimmy over to a sword, cut their ties, and then be free. This is a situation they could easily get out of. So, more to say, I know your focus here is moving on, getting out, going ahead to the next thing, but your focus should be on, all right, what happened? What do I need to learn? What do I need to heal? Then once that's done, then you can move on and get out of this mental prison. Oh, Leo. Okay, let's look at, it'll come to me, the advice about this situation. Prosperity. So, heartbreak has to do with another person or something outside of us that we invested in. The Nine of Pentacles is all about reveling in your own energy and your independence. So this person here, she's wearing exotic robes. She's there in her vineyard and all the grapes are growing. She's got exotic birds. She is living her best life. Not a care in the world. No one could you know, interrupt her or take her out of her fantasy. It's wonderful. So I think the advice here is to focus on what you do have and focus on your wonderful, marvelous self and living your own life of abundance, which is hard when you've given a lot of energy to something else. So it's time for you to bring that energy back and invest it in yourself. That's the advice. That's the way forward. All right. Let's look at the external factors, or, you know, the environment and setting that you're in. Oh, conflict. 5 of Wands. Okay. So, 5 of Wands, it's just a power battle. Everyone's just wanting to be top dog and to have their way. It came in upside down. So it may mean that whatever this conflict is, it's come to a gridlock, stalemate, and stagnation. Or it means that you're just going back at it. You're like, just, you know, battle after battle, going back in. But you could just walk away. Just go back into your own energy. Walk away. You don't have to engage in battle. You can avoid it. I know that can be hard. You might feel that you haven't been heard, that you've been misrepresented, that you might miss out on something by not fighting. But you have the choice to walk away from this. All right. Hopes and fears. Ace of Cups. Going back to the start. You know, 8 of Cups, trying to move on to find the 9th and 10th cup. Here's that 9th cup. Your hope is that, and fear is that it will or won't come in. Well, that makes sense. Well, we've looked at this situation, looked at the work you need to do. So once that's done, it's going to open you up to find that 9th cup and 10th cup. All right, final outcome. Or going back to what I said at the start, potential outcome. You've got your own mind, heart, intuition, make your own choice for your own life. Okay, ready? Potential outcome. Yep, of course. 6 of Swords, moving on, leaving something behind, taking all you need, going into a new situation. Came in upside down, which means delays. So there's still going to be, you're still going to move on at some point. It's going to happen. But depending on how you navigate this situation, it might be delayed. You may have to wait a bit longer. And, you know, we looked into why. Mental prison, lessons that need to be learned, things that need to be healed, conflict that needs to be resolved or walked away from. That's your focus. Even though right now you're like, gotta move on, gotta get out. Next thing, move on, get out, next thing. You need to do this other work so that you can realign with your driving purpose and your passion and what gets you out of bed, what gets you out of bed in the morning. So once you've worked through and resolved all this stuff, realigns with your divine purpose and your North Star, then that movement's going to happen. Then that 9th cup's going to come in. Then you're going to be able to leave it behind and move on. And for now, bring your power back to yourself. Invest in yourself. Celebrate yourself. Know that you are enough and you are worthy and you are wonderful and the life you've built for yourself is wonderful. I know, easier said than done. All right, Leo, I'm just going to have a quick squiz at the bottom of the deck, you know, just to peer behind the curtain. Yeah, I'm just going to say it looks like there's still some more work to do. Yeah, there's delays, a bit more conflict, a bit more thinking. But I'll just show you this one. Knight of Pentacles. So they're the hardest working character in the tarot deck. So there's still some work to be done. But you can do it. You know, the Knight, they don't give up. They don't allow themselves to burn out. They just do the work until it's done. So you've got this. Yeah, you've got this. All right, my Leos, I'm going to leave it there. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe. I would love to hear your feedback. If you made it this far in the video, tell me, where are you watching from? Where in the world are you? Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye. Mwah.